Well, hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Cece. Today we're going to be continuing my Get to Know Me series, where for the month of March I'll be going through a couple of different movies that I watched throughout my childhood that I feel has had a pretty good impact on me growing up. And for this week, we're going to be getting into a movie that's a little bit controversial, a little bit, especially if were a part of the fandom when this movie came out. This came out in 2013, but let me explain. Let me explain. Okay, let's set the scene. Let's set the scene. Okay, so it's 2013. This movie came out in August. Okay, my birthday came up shortly after. Okay, and I'm a kid, and I'm like, I want to go to the movies for my birthday. So I looked through everything that was out that time, and I narrowed it down to two movies. We had The Mortal Instruments, a movie that I literally knew nothing about. I had no idea what this movie was about. I didn't know it was based on books. Nothing. It was just seemed like a nice PG-13 movie. And then on the other side, we had Kick Ass 2. And I had watched the first Kick Ass and I thought it was funny. So I almost went with Kick Ass 2. But you know what? Me being young, I was like, let me try something a little different. Let me do something a little crazy. Try something I never seen before, I never knew about. So I decided to watch The Mortal Instruments for my birthday that year. And I absolutely loved it. I was like, oh my God, I love this movie. I was into fantasy during that time. I was watching like all the shows, the Vampire Diaries, the originals, the 100. I was Teen Wolf. I was in it. I loved the supernatural fantasy type of shows and movies, Maze Runner, all that stuff. So this was pretty much right up my alley. Like it was literally in that realm of supernatural, and it was catered to my age group. So I was living for it. I was living for it. Then I found out afterwards that it's based on a book series. So I started to watch it. Sorry, what? So I started to read that series and I literally read everything. I read the entire Shadowhunters books in general, like the prequels, the main series, everything that's gone come out afterwards. Like I was invested, and because of that movie, I delved into a lot of other like YA fantasy romance book for like a couple of years. Like I think from like middle school into high school, for I was just reading. You could not see me out and about without a book in my hand reading. So I definitely do accredit this movie to my start in reading and being very invested in reading. I read so many different series. Like it's kind of insane. I went to Barnes and Nobles like every couple of months with my grandfather and my mom, and my grandfather would just buy me books. And then we would also go to like thrift stores and everything, just like searching for a bunch of different books that I could read. So it's a time in my life that I definitely hold dear to my heart, because I don't know, getting lost in all of these different universes and stories, it was just amazing to go through, especially during that time. Yeah, like that was like, it kept me busy. It kept me very busy. Of course, I did other things in school, but that definitely kept me busy during my free time when I had it. But yeah, that's why. That's why I this movie holds a special place in my heart. It started my journey, and I really appreciate that. I appreciate it. But enough with that long. Oh, I'm sorry. End scene. And end the scene. But enough with that. We're gonna be getting into the Mortal Instruments, and I'm very excited. It's also been a while since I've watched this movie as well. And yeah, without further ado, that intro was long enough. It was long enough. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to support the channel and join me as I create and relive moments through TV shows and movies. Yeah. And without further ado, let's get on to the movie. This movie is 2 hours. Okay, then. Let's settle in for this viewing. I literally still have all of the books in the series. They're not the original books that I had when I first started reading them, but I've since then I've had to re-up on them and get them again. But I'm glad that I do, and I did. You know, New York City. Oh my god. Seeing that rune on there is giving me straight flashbacks. During that time, I used to like draw that little rune like on the corner of my notebook, like on my hand, like it was serious. It was serious.
And after the poetry reading, I'm not going home. I mean, it's my birthday.
This also started like me um liking Lily Collins and Robert Sheehan and Jamie Campbell Bower. Even though I've seen Jamie in like other things previously, like Twilight and stuff, I didn't really realize that was him. But after this, I started like really checking for like movies and shows that they would come out with afterwards. I used to be so confused with the layout of their apartment, but I I think I understand it now. She's so real. That was me. That was me drawing it on my paper, my notebooks, my homework assignments.
Did you just...
Oh my god, the house phone. I don't even have a house phone anymore. I don't know why that just brought me back to my childhood. Having a house phone. Is that not crazy?
You need to talk to her, Jocelyn.
She's not ready. Not yet.
She is ready.
By the way, thanks for doing this. His poetry means a lot to him.
Simon! I love Robert Sheehan. He's been in like a good amount of things that I also like. I watched a little bit of Misfits because he was in this movie and I wanted to see what other things he was in. And then I watched, what's it called? Umbrella Academy. The first 2 seasons, amazing. 3 and 4, we don't talk about.
Ask her out.
That wouldn't be fair.
Why?
Because I'm saving myself for someone else.
Who?
Of course, in these YA movies and fantasies, you have to have the best friend who's just secretly in love with the main character. This feels so early 2010s. Like, this. Oh my gosh.
Barry, you want a drink? Yeah!
Oh, they do not fit into this crowd at all. Oh, girl. Could you imagine being in that club and then this girl just randomly screams at nothing? Yo, killing the vibe. Okay, so now that we've seen all of the main cast, I have to say, I know that there was a show, Shadowhunters, that came out like a little bit after this. If you watch both, what was your favorite? For me, I still adore the movies. It could just be because I watched it first, but I think all the characters fit very well with, um, you know, each of them. All the actors fit well. And I know that obviously the movies is a little bit different from the books. The show is also different from the books in a number of different ways, but everything just seems it makes more sense to me. Even after I read the books and noticed the changes and everything, it's still I couldn't help but picture them as the main cast. They just fit. Oh, girl, how much paper you got in your house? Imagine she went to the store and bought extra paper because she ran out. Oh my gosh.
Well, I'm gonna go.
No, no, you can't.
This is ridiculous.
You're going.
I'm just going to Java Jones. Jesus.
Nope, just me.
Don't just be. Nah, even if I wasn't a part of like a secret society and I walked into my daughter's room and I seen that, I would be terrified. I would be very scared. All right. I'd be like, who the hell knocking on my damn door? Whoa. That looked a little too real. That looked a little too real. They are destroying the house. Honestly though, why would they like obviously they're gonna check, but why would they think the Mortal Kombat is just in her drawer? It's just in her dresser, underneath her clothes. She better go ahead with that pan. This is why you always need a cast iron pan, okay, to protect yourself. All right, you got this movie as a reference, and Tangled. Get that cast iron pan. You need it. You need to work out as well. JC. If you know, you know. If you know, you know.
You call Luke, tell him Valentine's alive and that he found me. I love you. Mom!
I love how into it everyone is. Like the acting so far is real good. At least to me, it's real good. Can you imagine the amount of stamina training you have to go through for any of these YA sci-fi fantasy movies? The amount of running they do. This movie, Maze Runner, Hunger Games, like it's kind of crazy. Not the dog. That dog dumb as hell. That is so gross. That used to gross me out when I watched it when I was younger. Ooh, it looks like throw up. He looked like throw up. Oh God. Ooh, get it away, get it away. Ooh. And you know what? That's that Shadow Hunter training for real, cause that was some quick ass thinking. I would have just ran out the front door and closed it behind me because that was kind of crazy. Oh my God. You know, the CGI doesn't look too bad. It doesn't look too bad.
Demons can take possession of any living creature. You can't trust anyone.
So why should I trust you?
I did just save your life.
I do wish he had like more sassy comments in this movie. He delivers them pretty well. I also love the set design. It looks very realistic to what you would think a witch in this universe would have in their home if they're trying to be like, you know, a little underground.
There's something blocking your mind. My guess is your mother hired someone very skilled to protect you.
From what?
Your own memories.
And you know what's crazy also? At least, well, Umbrella Academy did end, but very recently, Lily Collins, Jamie Kimball Bower, and Robert Sheehan are all in Netflix shows. Is that not crazy? And I think Netflix even tweeted about it when they had the Mono Instruments on the website. Like, don't tempt me like this. That's so crazy. Oh, god damn. I'm surprised she ain't break his spine. That was hard as hell.
Jace Wayland, Demon Hunter.
Simon Lewis, Keymaster. Are you the gatekeeper?
I've no idea what you're talking about.
This role is so different from his role in the Umbrella Academy. Like, he's such a great actor. He does both extremely well.
If I'd known it was serious, I would have picked up.
Well, how would you know if you didn't pick it up?
Now, you ain't pick up either. Until the last second.
Do you have any idea where she got this?
I've got to find Luke.
Lukey pookies. No, like, some of these things that are shown in the beginning without context would have me questioning my life. Why does he have a padded room scratched up in his basement?
You don't understand. They work for Valentine. He's a dead man. I can't help him.
He's like family.
That's really amazing.
Now, I will say, when would Jace ever back away from a potential fight? Like, come on now. He'd be eager to jump into there. Ooh. In a bear trap? Oh, his arm is gone. If they didn't have them damn healing runes, his arm would needs to be chopped off.
Do you remember what I told you? You can't trust anyone.
Do I need to find my mom? I have to go home. There must be something that I missed.
Listen to me, okay? We'll figure this out, but not here and not now.
He is real close. He's so close.
They look like real cops to me.
They weren't real cops.
So where did they get the car?
Simon, please.
They weren't real cops.
Oh my god. I really wish they had gone ahead and done at least the second movie. Like, I know it didn't do great in box office, but like, I would have loved to see how they continued the story.
Is this the part when you start tearing up pieces of shirt to bind my wounds?
If you wanted me to take my clothes off, you should have just asked.
Why would she say that? Why would she say that? Oh my gosh. That's definitely a line that's probably better received through books, through writing.
Mundanes can't survive the process. The runes are too strong for them, so... Well, now we definitely know you have Shadowhunter blood.
That's a wild way to prove that she has Shadowhunter blood. But would it also, like, because in the earlier scene, she was able to hold the, like, spell, and, like, hold the incantation of it. Wouldn't that also be proof that she has Shadowhunter blood in her?
As you can see, right now we're the only ones. Without the Mortal Cup, we're a dying breed.
And honestly, that was, like, maybe I'm misremembering how they justified it in the Shadowhunter show, but that was also one thing that I absolutely hated. Why was there like 8,000 people in the Institute? It's supposed to be that there aren't a lot of them, and because there aren't a lot of them, and they, you know, keep dying off, and their race is dwindling, that causes like so many different factors of the story, you know. So it just didn't make sense. It didn't make sense.
Just be careful. The rune to fix a broken heart is the most painful one.
They'll be out of here in a day. I promise.
If they were gonna like kick them out after a day, would they have like erased their memories or something? Because if I found this out, I would be very intrigued to learn a lot more. Especially since I'm a shadow hunter, like.
The stories you were told as a little girl about monsters, nightmares, legends whispered around campfires.
They're all true.
They're all true.
Ugh. That one line raised an entire generation. That one line.
He even injected himself with demon blood so he could control them.
That's so wild.
He wanted to rule.
To want to rule this much to the point where you are injecting demon blood inside you, sir. I think we need to take a breather. I think we need to take a break. Terrifying. Terrifying. They did a good job with the Silent Brothers too. Like the no eyes and the he's like really tall. He speaks to you through your mind. Get out of my head. Get out of my head.
All of them are buried here?
Yes. One day, it's gonna be me.
Jamie was so young and he had already been in like so many things. Like he was in a snippet of Harry Potter, he was in Twilight, like he was doing a lot of big things.
It can only be undone by the one who put it there.
I have no idea who put it there.
You wrote it. Your mind remembers the inverted image. You just have to look at it differently.
Oh my god. Why am I just now actually seeing his name written out? I remember every time I would watch this movie, I would be so confused because all I would be looking at is like, you know, the empty spaces. I'd be like, she just did a couple of dots. Like, is this like a different written language that they learn? I could not see it. No way.
I'll let you stay, but only because of the hot one.
Thanks.
I meant him.
Oh, Alec! Alec, it's your man!
They've taken Simon.
Who?
Vampires.
I will say though that this movie is just club, another club, another club, another club. Like it is go 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 with this one. It's also just like I know that they're vampires and you know they gotta keep the windows closed to stay away from the sun, but they can't clean up a little bit. Like they can be away from the sun and still have a nice little setup here.
Yeah. Come on.
Damn boots!
I don't know if barefoot is better, to be honest. Girl, you need that frying pan. I'm telling you, you need to get like a mini cast iron, one of the little small ones, and hook it into your weapons belt. And I'm telling you, you would have bashed his head in. He wanted her a little too bad. You know it's almost daylight, and you're a vampire. Why would you risk that?
How weird. I don't seem to need him anymore.
Yeah, no. That is the first sign of something bad happening. You see these? You see these? These are almost bifocals. I'm lying, but my eyesight is bad. If one day I woke up and I had 20/20 vision, I would be like, what radioactive spider just bit me? Like, ain't no way they're not questioning this.
Play it like you've lost your only love.
Unfortunately, my one true love remains myself.
Well, at least you don't have to worry about rejection.
Not necessarily. I turn myself down occasionally just to keep it interesting.
I would be so concerned. Sir, please love yourself.
Portal can take you wherever you want to go in this dimension.
Oh yeah, this was a big thing that they changed from the books. There's a whole storyline in like the previous book about portals. It's not book. The prequel series, The Inferno Devices, about like the portals and how it exists in this universe, and I wish they didn't change it. Yeah. Speaking of Inferno Devices too, That trilogy would, when you want to talk about love triangles, that literally has the best love triangle you will ever read in a series, like hands down. She did that so beautifully and perfectly. It's an actual triangle. It's not a love V. Okay, it's an actual triangle. It's done so well, so well.
My father gave me a falcon. He told me to make it obedient. Instead, I touched and stroked its wings until it trusted me. He said, I told you to make it obedient. Instead, you taught it to love you. You didn't tame it, you broke it.
This movie does do a lot of info dumping, and I think that's one of the biggest setbacks that it has.
Someone comes into your life, it's like they've been in your life forever. No, there's no one else's eyes that can see into me.
You know, I know a lot of people like to make fun of the scene because you just have Demi hollering in the background as they're singing. But I do love the song. I think she killed the song.
Didn't invite him into bed. We were just kissing.
How swiftly you dismiss our love.
Jace is such a wounded soul. Oh my gosh. Oh my god, that phone. Oh my god. I remember wanting to have a sidekick so badly. Never got one. Why would she take it out there? Oh my god. First of all she needs to do is be like, yeah, so those tarot cards that my mom gave you, can I have that back? And then they went back to the institute, and then she pulled it out there. God damn. Girl, you broke the door. That was all you. Ooh. Dig. Oh, y'all get that reference too. Well, and this is why we don't reveal things when we're not in a safe location, Clary. That is a smart hiding spot. That is real smart.
What now?
Now, girl, I'm going to betray you. That's what now.
But I can tell you when people start talking about preserving race, it never goes well.
And I know that, like, this whole, like, ending is very different from how it went in the books. But I'm so confused why during this entire era, like, with this movie, with, like, Percy Jackson, the writers of these movies, or whoever was directing and controlling what was being written, didn't just try to follow the source material as best they can. Like, there was a way. Oh. that imagery is so crazy. It's so crazy. Not at Rue 21.
I couldn't care less what happened to either of us. You just want the cop like everyone else.
I said that to protect you. What else could I do? Keeping an eye on you this whole time.
That was you at the hotel.
She said, you look like a wolf, actually.
There's someone here she wants as much as her mother. If you lie and tell them they're both your children, you'll break their hearts.
You know, them putting that out there in the movie to try to scapegoat the whole sibling plot line, I'm not mad at it, but, like, that plot line is crazy. The entire second book, is insane. It's insane for that. Because in the book series, they don't say that line. So you're under the impression that they're actually siblings.
Does it look right to you?
Okay, Magnus. Shredded in here.
I have a brother.
Oh.
Jonathan Christopher Morgenstern.
You think Clary is the only one with a block in her mind? Let me show you the truth.
Why you scream like that? I think I'm aging myself tremendously with all these references.
It's all a matter of perception.
For that to be the big old reveal. Big old reveal. It's not mumbo, it's wumbo.
Hang your head out the window if you need to.
I'm a werewolf, not the golden retriever.
I couldn't do it. The only thing I've been seeing this entire scene is all them damn spider webs. You could not pay me.
This is a rescue mission. We are not equipped to fight demons.
Oh, well, they're equipped to fight you.
We could use some help here, Alaric.
Nah, they literally left all their men to die out there. They closed the door and they're getting slaughtered. Oh. Oh. She making new runes. She making new runes.
Let's go.
You know, the fate of these werewolves makes me laugh a little bit because in all of these different movies, like, that have werewolves in it, the werewolves are always like the weakest link. And I feel like they need a comeback. They need a story where they're the hot shot. Okay? Because it's getting sad. It's getting sad.
Take out my cop! I want that cop!
That's enough.
I'll be taking more than one out. I'll be taking out the whole thing. Like, you're not putting this back together easily. The flamethrower definitely seems like a little cop out. Like, they supposed to be fighting with swords and shit. Why they give her a flamethrower? Come on now.
Hi, Mr. Garraway. Looks like you're having a rough day, eh?
That was funny. Okay. Again, I really do like the fight choreography. It looks real cool.
Now you shall die by wrestling a sword.
Stop!
Ooh.
Or I'll drop it!
Give it to him, Clary.
Father of the Year here, if we were wondering.
If you've been a real dad, you know me well enough to imagine where the cup is.
Exactly. I'm glad that she said that because there are a lot of people who will say, oh, I'm your father, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, no, you're not. You don't know the first thing about me.
You're not my dad. And you never will be.
Take that father title out of your mouth. Now that I'm thinking about it, I can see how destroying that portal was a way to set up for some, like, things that were going to happen in the books to come. And honestly, my first question would be, who is cleaning this up? Like, you got snow in this huge library with all these books and shelves.
I'm an old romantic. I always hoped that when I finally said I love you to someone, she'd say the same thing back.
And that someone will.
You'll get your love, Simon. I would know. Buried in the shadows. This is my favorite song in the entire soundtrack, and I still listen to the song.
Everything's different.
The world's the same. You're the one who's different. Don't you remember what Hodge said?
What?
All the stories are true.
That was a little corny, but I like it. I like corny. Okie dokies. So, that was The Mortal Instruments. You know, there's watching it now, much older. There's good things and there's bad things. And also I haven't read the books, like all the books. I definitely see the things in where they changed and I'm not too fond of, and then they change and I'm like, okay, that I'll be fine with that. Mostly just like the casting for Clary. Like, I don't know, I think Lily did a real good job with playing Clary. I know a lot of people were like up in arms about her not being a natural redhead and things like that, but I don't know, I think she did a pretty good job as Clary. She's my favorite Clary. But I feel like this movie, and you know, getting deep into the fandom after watching it, this was like my first like movie TV cancellation heartbreak, because I was like devastated. I was watching all the interviews, I was watching all their previous works, like the main three casts. Like, I was so heartbroken when I found out that they canceled the second movie, and it broke my heart. It truly did. It truly did. I would have been so excited to continue this story on the big screen. But yeah, that was The Mortal Instruments. And that was the movie that got me into reading and reading books and everything. So yeah, it definitely still has a sweet spot in my heart because of that, for introducing me into that world. And yeah, I think I'll always love it. I'll always love it. Even with the pros and cons, I think I'll always love it. So for next week, it'll be my last week of the Get to Know Me series. I'm still trying to figure out what movie exactly I want to do for the last week. I'm still in between a few. But yeah, it's definitely going to be something that, again, I think I've either really loved or has had a significant impact on my childhood. And I hope you enjoy this reaction and the next one. And then after this month, we'll get into some new stuff. I got a show that's in my head that I'm thinking about reacting to. And I'm excited about that. I'm excited about all of it. And I hope you like this reaction and you like the video. Also, leave a comment and subscribe to support the channel. And yeah, I will see you all next week. Adios.